Atlanta Chiefs and Raiders today, part of an NFL doubleheader on ESPN's family of networks. Patrick Mahomes is fantastic in road division games, having won all 15 of them that he's played. And the Chiefs can wrap up the 1 seed. All they need to do is win or have the Bills lose. Buffalo takes on the Patriots tomorrow. Adam Teicher is in the SportsCenter huddle.
Travis Kelce barely waited for me to finish the question when I asked him whether it was any more difficult for the Chiefs to prepare for this week's game against the Raiders than any other game. 1,000% was his succinct answer. But Kelce and his Chiefs teammates know the importance of beating the Raiders. They can lock up the AFC's #1 playoff seed with a victory, and Kelce said that's always a goal for the Chiefs heading into any season. Now, the Chiefs have played 9 AFC playoff games here at Arrowhead Stadium with Patrick Mahomes as their starting quarterback, and they're 7-2 in those games, illustrating the importance for the Chiefs of playing those games right here in Kansas City.
Are the Raiders playing the role of spoiler or trying to turn the page? Las Vegas is simply trying to end an emotional and lost season on a positive note against the Chiefs as it prepares for another offseason of the unknown. Because not only will Jarrett Stidham be the first Raiders quarterback other than Derek Carr to start against Kansas City since Matt McGloin in 2013, they also have a couple of Pro Bowlers aiming for personal bests. Josh Jacobs has a 160-yard lead to become the Raiders' first league rushing champ since Marcus Allen in 1985. And Devontae Adams, who leads the league with 14 touchdown catches, he only needs 5 receptions for his 3rd straight 100-catch season. As Adams said, he's playing for pride. Beating the Chiefs then for just the 2nd time since 2018, that would be the top.
Thanks, gentlemen. Well, NFL analyst Damien Woody is with us. We're pleased to be chatting football with him at this time of year. The Chiefs are such heavy favorites. We just heard Patrick Mahomes. It's unbelievable he's never lost a division road game. What do they need to show you, though, D. Woody, just to convince you that they're ready to make a Super Bowl run?
Well, they don't have to show much, Anna. Anytime you have Patrick Mahomes, you're going to always have a shot. You know, I think when I look at the Chiefs, I go on the defensive side of the football, right? The offense, I think Patrick Mahomes had probably maybe his best year, but on the defensive side of the football, particularly in their secondary, they've been leaky this year on the back end. Teams have been able to throw the ball all over the place on the Chiefs in their secondary. So I would like to see them being able to tighten that up a little bit as we head into the postseason. And I think they're going to get a pretty good test with Jarrett Stidham coming off of that performance against the #1 defense in the league in the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, he looked pretty good against the Niners. And that Chiefs defense that you referred to, and I feel like that's always the question with the Chiefs, right? We always say defense. They're 20th in points per game allowed this season. So it'll be interesting to see them against some of these high-powered offenses. Damien, thanks.
Coming up, the game will be played at a neutral site. There are multiple ways this could happen based on Week 18 results, including if the Bills and Chiefs both win or tie. Now, here's a look at the AFC playoff picture. Top seed still up for grabs. In the wild card, the Patriots just need to win, while the Dolphins and Steelers need a win and some help to get in. The winner of the Jags-Titans game will claim the AFC South, but the Jags could also back into the 7th seed with a loss as long as all the other wild card contenders also lose out this weekend. For much more on Week 18, senior NFL insider Adam Schefter joining us. Adam, Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson, he's been out since December the 4th, missing 14 straight practices. He's out tomorrow against the Bengals. What's his status for the postseason?
Jay, the Ravens head coach John Harbaugh said yesterday that he was hopeful that Lamar Jackson would be back, and I think there's a real chance that he's going to be able to make it back. They thought he would be back Christmas Eve against Atlanta. Not only was he not back then, but he still, as you mentioned, has not practiced. So that knee is not right now with that sprained PCL that he suffered. But again, they're hopeful that once they get to the wild card round, that Lamar Jackson will make it out of the tunnel, back onto the field, and be in the lineup to give them a much better chance, considering their entire offense revolves around number 8.
Okay, we have injury concerns for another quarterback. What's the latest update on Eagles QB Jalen Hurts?
Jay, he's tracking the right way, and I think last week we said that he would be out there tomorrow. Haven't seen or heard anything different to change my opinion. They're basically fighting for the #1 seed. Jalen Hurts went down on this play against the Chicago Bears, has not played since, returned to practice last week. has improved this week, has demonstrated the velocity and accuracy that the Eagles needed to see in practice. They've yet to make anything official. They're saying he's questionable, but I believe he'll be out there starting quarterback tomorrow against the Giants.
Okay, you are also monitoring a few running back injuries for Week 18. What are you hearing about the Packers' Aaron Jones?
Jay, he's been limited at practice the last couple of weeks with ankle and knee injuries, but he was off the injury report on Friday. So that tells you that Aaron Jones will be out there in a game the Packers have to have. He's been limited in practice and doesn't feel 100% who does at this time of the year, but he is healthy enough to be out there for a big game against the Detroit Lions on Sunday night. And meanwhile, there's some running back questions in Seattle with Kenneth Walker III. He also has been limited in practice this week due to that ankle injury. He also, like Aaron Jones, is off the injury report and ready to play in a game the Seahawks have to have against the Los Angeles Rams. If they win that game, they knock out the Lions, maybe make life a little easier for the Packers on Sunday night. Two big running back questions, two big running back answers. Both are expected to play.
Adam Schefter with the very latest as we get ready to kick off a huge Week 18 in the NFL. Thank you, my friend.
What scares you most about your future?
Maybe not fulfilling a lot of other people's dreams.
The phenomenon is taken over.
I had the poise to handle any circumstance.
One of the great performances of all time.
Adversity.
What a tough defeat for LeBron. Not 4, not 5.
Pressure.
The Miami Heat have won the title.
That's what it's all about right here.
My city. I love you. I'm back.
Cleveland, this is for you.
I think it was a God-given ability, but that only takes you so far.
Here he goes.
I've never cheated the process on wanting to be great in this game. This put me in a position.
Hamlin, who suffered cardiac arrest on the field in Cincinnati on Monday night. He had his breathing tube removed. He was able to FaceTime his teammates yesterday, telling them, "Love you, boys." Tackle Deion Dawkins said that was what the team needed, to see and hear Hamlin as they try to move forward from the terrifying events of Monday as they host the Patriots in an important game tomorrow in Buffalo. Now, Coley Harvey has been in Cincinnati all week long. He joins us once again. And Coley, you've been telling us that the removal of that breathing tube has been a benchmark in terms of Hamlin's recovery. Now, what are doctors looking for, and what are you hearing today from the hospital?
Well, Hannah, the first thing that I'm hearing is from the family of Damar Hamlin. I had a chance to speak with a family member just a few moments ago, and that family member related that these people are really elated by the progress that their son and their loved one has made, but at the same time, there's still a level of cautious optimism because there's such a long way to go to get to the ultimate completion of this recovery. It's been a roller coaster of emotion for the family of Damar Hamlin this week. What I do want to point out, you mentioned what comes next, what are the doctors looking for? Well, now that the breathing tube is removed, the next step would be to move him out of the ICU to the general floor units. And if that happens, that's a sign that his condition would be changed from critical to stable. And that's a very high benchmark, too, because that just lets you know that he's breathing well on his own. And the doctors are able then to run some tests to figure out exactly what caused that cardiac arrest issue. So we're still getting good news, but we're still going minute by minute, hour by hour at this point in order to see what those next benchmarks are for this family and for Damar Hamlin.
Yes, still a road ahead. Meanwhile, we do begin the final weekend of regular season play this afternoon, and there are plans in place across the NFL to honor Hamlin. So what can you share with us about how those plans are taking shape?
The number one thing that I took away from Friday's press conference that the Bills had was what General Manager Brandon Beane said. And he said, this is going to be a celebration of life in Buffalo, ongoing life in Buffalo on Sunday. And that's a good way to put it for what the Bills are looking forward to seeing at their stadium against the Patriots tomorrow. In addition to just having that atmosphere and having all those fans in attendance, the Bills are going to be wearing a special patch over their jerseys, right over the left part of their chest. It's the number 3, Damar Hamlin's jersey number. In pregame, they are going to have recognition of the first responders, specifically those athletic trainers who responded so quickly to helping save the life of Damar Hamlin. Across the league, we're going to see similar displays. The 30-yard lines at several stadiums will be highlighted. That 3 in the 30 will be highlighted, again emphasizing Damar Hamlin's number. And the NFL has also signed off on allowing players across the league to wear special T-shirts that essentially say "Love for Damar." It's something that the players will wear in warm-ups all across the league as they show their support for their brother.
And that's so nice. And I know the doctors in that hospital behind you, they've really praised the immediate action of the Bills medical team and those first responders in saving Hamlin's life. So it's very special that they'll be honored in Buffalo as well. Coley Harvey, thank you.